So we're going to do a meditation on the deep yes, the principle of our yes. And this is a place where I've noticed in Ram's life and my life that every now and again when things get really full on, we forget this place. And again, Jesus brings us back to it. But we're talking across, decades effectively. So it's a core remembrance that is key no matter what is happening. And so you can lie down or sit up, whatever's most comfortable for you. And we're going to be focusing down in the body and down into our humanness, into that human, tender, vulnerable place. And connecting that to the feeling of the real, of divine reality. So we just begin with our eyes closed and breathing a few deep, gentle breaths. And each breath is an opportunity to choose kindness. Whatever other emotions are running in your body, whatever attitudes or thoughts or perspectives might be running, alongside and accompanying those, allow yourself to rest in this breath of kindness. So that means to recall what kindness feels like, the atmosphere and sensation of kindness, of how unconditional kindness is. As you breathe, you're offering yourself the invitation to release all judgment, not just really heavy, big judgments, but also the small tensions, the small reactions of no that might arise inside you, that hardness, and allowing that to soften. Imagining as you breathe that you never need be unkind to yourself ever again. Not even for a moment. And you'll notice how your breath is a way of bringing your body into the atmosphere of kindness. And you can allow yourself a sense of relief and release as you realize that there's no need to be unkind. Often we're subtly judging ourselves, feeling we should be achieving more or doing better, whether that's externally or internally. that things should look different or be different than they actually are. And so a resistance is set up in us. And that resistance is from our personality, it's from small mind. And it shuts out the light that we are, the love that we are. And so we experience a change of heart towards ourselves, in which we love ourselves just as we are. And that begins with simply being kind and dropping judgment. All is well. All is well. Nowhere to go and nothing to be. No need to do anything. In this kindness is ease and rest and replenishment. Notice how the warmth and kindness of your heart flows up into your head, into your neck and throat, bringing a sense of simply being here and now. Nothing to wrestle with. There is permission to be at peace. This permission to be at peace is essential. It's the doorway. Even with this troubledness because of this thing or that thing, even with this, I allow myself peace. An awakened present peace. A generous peace. And you notice how this peace and ease flows down your body, down your arms to your hands, down through your chest and your stomach and your abdomen, and down into your perineal area, down your legs to your feet. It fills your tailbone and your spine. Permission to be at peace. And so the peace is not a cultivation of something that doesn't yet exist. The peace already exists, waiting for you. The process is the releasing the resistance to the peace. The something that keeps you moving on the treadmill, whatever that might be. And we might have a sense that we can give ourselves permission to be at peace in meditation. But then when we get up from the meditation, we have to get back on the treadmill. That is an illusion. It's the illusion that every person has to face and every contemplative person has to face. Is that instinct to be different when we go out into the world than we are in our contemplation. And so a deep permission is needed, an even deeper permission is needed to sustain connection to the great peace. As you realize this is not just a personal state, it is reality itself, permission comes more easily. You realize it is available for everyone and in every moment. The whole world could choose it. Will one day choose it. And so it becomes a container of safety that is continuous. So bring your awareness down now into your stomach and breathe some deep breaths that are permission to be at peace. Even with this life you now have. In fact, deeply inside your body as it is now, inside your feelings and emotions as they are now, permission to be at peace. There is a substrate of peace, a foundation of peace that makes itself present to you now as you open to it. It's like the air that you breathe all around you. This peace permeates you. And you'll notice it is possible to feel more than one thing at the same time. To feel a growing connection to this peace while still having some sense of your troubledness. And you notice how your troubledness is like the little round object in Julian's hand. It's that little thing that is made, being held by what is unmade, by the presence itself. And so there is a shift of perspective where your problems feel small and held by a grace that is vast. And as that feeling comes, you notice that it feels easier and easier to allow the troubles to dissolve, whatever they are. They dissolve in grace. And they remain dissolved when you get up from your meditation. They don't need to reform when you get up from your meditation. And so allow your awareness to come down to your abdomen and to your pelvis now. To all the organs of your pelvis and your perineal area and your tailbone. And be present with this part of you that's so embodied in space and time and matter. It doesn't only feel like it's on a treadmill, it feels like it is the treadmill. And allow this part of you to feel carried by the great peace. Breathing in and out, making room for the peace to be felt, to be truly felt. In those places that normally are too tight to allow the peace to be felt. What is tight will need to soften. What is tense will need to relax. What doesn't trust will need to trust. That is the gate. And so you can lead your body wisely with that deep knowing in your heart of what is true and real. All those moments of awareness of the peace and the kindness and the beauty and the love. They are, as Julian said, more real than all the suffering of the world. And the suffering of the world only arises because we turn away from this peace. We copy what we've learned and we turn back to the world. Until in the end we realize what we're doing and we turn back towards the peace with greater confidence and commitment. So allow the light of peace to fill you. Continuous, unbroken. And you are like a dewdrop entering that ocean. Feel that in your root chakra now. Imagine there is a dewdrop or a drop of water that has a boundary to it in your root chakra. And breathe some deep, kind breaths for that droplet of awareness. And let that droplet grow larger, expand, and become more spacious. And all around that droplet, which is now expanding, is an ocean of bliss. And just as that droplet is transparent, it's like clear water, so too the ocean all around it is clear like water. They are of the same substance. Feel how they come into absolute harmony now as you breathe. Take some deep breaths in your root chakra and imagine that all fear leaves you. If the boundary of that droplet was to represent your fear, that there's an inside that is you and then there's an outside world, imagine that edge becoming thinner, softer, more transparent. As you breathe in and out, the tension is released. And the feeling of the ocean all around this droplet pervades the droplet. The droplet is only ever so subtly a droplet now. The quality of the ocean and the quality of the droplet have merged, and they extend forever. And there is, as far as the eye can see, no trouble whatsoever. No opposition, no struggle, no lack, no division, no questioning. All the questions of the mind no longer exist. There is simply peace. And allow this peace to fill your legs and your feet, and to flow up into your chest and down your arms to your hands. The sense of your own edgelessness. It feels pure and spacious and sweet. As though nothing bad ever had happened or is happening or will ever happen. There is only a loveliness that feels deeply familiar. And we have moments of it in our life. These moments where everything feels so perfect in a way that's simple. And we're feeling this place of peace in the middle of our circumstances. And imagine if no circumstance could ever rob you of this. There's nothing that you would ever allow to take this away from you. Because you have found what is real. This is the peace that passes all intellectual understanding. And your body recognizes it. You'll notice that in the body it feels familiar, like a recognition or a remembering. A remembering of something from before you were born. Every single time you remember this, you are fulfilling your purpose. It's this simple. And it doesn't matter where you are, what is happening, how you appear to others, or what you have achieved. Touching reality is the only reason you are here. Being that reality, being this love is the only reason. And so as you breathe now, allow your body to be filled with the simplicity of this. The more you deepen into it, the more the sense of the numinous, or that sense of the sacred, amplifies. The light not only goes on, it becomes brighter. The atmosphere becomes sweeter until it is pure reverence. And you are in that, and you are of that. You cannot be outside the blessing. That is impossible. Whatever you feel, you give. And whatever you give is returned to you. Whatever you feel, you become. As you become it, your life becomes it. And in the final stage, nothing can happen that is not this, that does not carry this quality of the real. Along the way, there are mixed messages from your subconscious, from the reservoir of your past. There appears to be a coming and going of grace. There appears to be a fluctuation in your circumstances, your situation, your encounters with life and with your own body. And in the end, all the storms cease, and there is only this peace and this love and the amplification of blessing, the experience of grace. And this is the home you never truly left, not even in your dreaming. This is the door that is always held open, night and day. The comings and the goings of your awareness become less and less, and the peace becomes all-pervading, ever-present, abiding. I am this peace. I am this beginningless love. And every time the mind argues with that, questions like Julian's mind questioned, let kindness lead you back to the truth of your being. Breathing a few deep, kind breaths now. Kindness towards your human self. Towards those emotions that you've struggled with recently. May you be blessed with peace. May all your sorrows be turned to joy, unending joy. May all the sorrows of the world be turned to unending joy. May the world around me come to match this world of grace within me. And may I be strengthened in finding this world of grace within me. And as I see it within myself, I see it in every person, place, event, and thing. Breathing a few deep breaths now in and out, wriggling your fingers and your toes, remembering to bring your body into this blessing completely. And knowing that even as you return to daily consciousness and to the activities of your day, that you need not move 1 inch, 1 iota from this blessing. Slowly preparing to return to daily consciousness, opening your eyes when you feel ready to.